going to start. Just keep eating. You can, whatever you want to do back in the back. Kids, you know what you're supposed to do, so I hope you help me participate tonight, all right? All right, we ready? Okay, Randy always he's a little bit of a drama queen, so he takes a little bit longer than like most guitar players. tell you, it's sometimes tough to get anybody to participate, so thanks for that. That was awesome. So this is, we got back-to-back 2 new songs, okay? So these are new, and I'm hoping that next time that our youth does Sunday morning, that we might do these, because they're really cool songs, so just listen up. Real quick, Sarah, raise your hand down there. That's Sarah. Sarah's, she's taking the lead on this song, and she's awesome. And then the next one over is Madison. Madison, wave at everybody. Everybody knows Madison. Madison will be leading the last song. Then we have Lucy. Wave at everybody. Then we have Lily, which is Lucy's younger sister. Oh, I'm sorry. And then we have Mackenzie. And Mackenzie belongs to, or I don't know if it's, I think it's maybe Garrett belongs to Mackenzie more than Mackenzie belongs to Garrett. So Mackenzie actually came to our youth group how many years ago?
It was in 2014.
2014. Who invited you?
Dylan Barnes.
Dylan Barnes invited her. You guys know Dylan. Dylan Barnes invited her to youth. She started coming to youth. Then her sisters and brothers and this family started coming. Then her family started coming to our church. And then for whatever reason, they decided to move to Salina. I don't know. Anyway, they moved back, and Mackenzie and Garrett are actually leading the youth group over in Eudora on Thursday nights. Yeah. This young lady, she's tiny, but she's mighty. She's a go-getter. And they are helping me on Monday nights, and they are going to be helping me much more moving forward on Monday nights as we start this new group. So Garrett's back on the bass. He's her husband. And then we have Fergie is what I call him, Randy Ferguson. Randy actually was at our youth group before I was here. He was one of the first 12 that I had. And he has been a guitar player for me if I've been here 11 and a half years, he's probably been a guitar player for me for 7 of those years, something close to that. So he's awesome. And then everybody knows William. William on the drums. So that's our group. So we're going to do this new song, and I hope I don't mess it up. So here we go. Not bad, Sarah. That was awesome. All right.
for the night that you've given us tonight. I pray that you are just with us here. I pray that you show all of our shareholders all the wonderful things that their donations do for our group and that they do for our young people, and that it gives our young people an opportunity to go out there and to spread your word and your message and to be a light for you, Lord. I pray that we just continue to follow in those footsteps and that we continue to move in your direction in every day. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, you guys can be seated. So, all right, our normal transition is after we do songs. We typically do 3 songs at the beginning and 2 or 3 songs at the end of service, because we like to break up, the more upbeat stuff with the worship stuff, right? So after I get done speaking, typically we will have a worship time, and our worship time consists of kind of the same thing. Kids come down front, but we also make this a prayer time, so it's kind of cool. Once we start singing, the kids, sorry to call you kids, you guys are young adults, I get it. But they know that that's the time. If they have something that they need to pray about, that they'll come down and spend some time praying. And the really neat thing about it is they all know if somebody kneels down to pray, that they just huddle around and pray with them. So we have a worship time at the end typically, and it's pretty cool. So we're going to, the next thing that we do typically is have some games, okay? So I have one game that doesn't take a lot of coordination and another game that takes moderate coordination. And so I think, how many do we want for the first? Is this the first game, I assume?
I assume this is first game.
Oh, okay, that's the second. Okay. So you ready to get started? Let's get. How many do we want? 5? Maybe just 5.
5.
Make it easy. Yeah.
Make it easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but So let me tell you this real quick. I've had all kinds of games through the years, and there's been 2 one that I've done twice, and I've retired it. Even though it was kind of a gross game. Actually, it's a really gross game. Randy Ferguson was one of the first participants, and Ashley Ketchum was his opponent. And so what we had at the time, I think we had probably about 70 kids that night. This was at the old church building. And so I divided them in half. So we had 34 here, 34 here, and then Ashley and Randy were up at front. And so what I did was I put a little dot of nacho cheese on the end of all 34 on this side and all 34 on that side. And the contest was Ashley, when I said go, Ashley and Randy, and they willingly did this. They had to run down the line and lick the cheese off of everybody's nose. Now, this is pre-COVID, so I wouldn't do that now. But I'm telling you, it was neck and neck all the way. They were really aggressive in getting that done. So I don't do that one anymore. This one it's a close. This one, what's that? I'm modifying it. Actually, I'm not. I'm modifying it for them. I'm not modifying for the kids. Okay. Well, I think the kids can still take them. So that's the problem. So that's a challenge to the adults, right? So I need 5 adults that would be willing to participate. Just stand up, or I can come pick on you. Yeah, wise choice, Sherry. She's done this before. There's 3. All right, there's 4. I need 5. Are you volunteering, babe? No. I need 1 more. Dean could do it. All right, so I need you guys up here, and I need 5 young people that will be willing to participate. 1. Who else? Come on. 2. Hang on. Come on, Laura.
Oh, Lily wants to be. Lily? I'll get up there.
All right, I need 1 more. Go. You're in. Okay, so, no. All right, so here's how the game is played. Now, I just want you to know that these are reused from the last time we played it. So I need you to put it in your mouth where the pinch end is in your mouth. Okay, like that. Okay, yep. So what you're going to be doing is I'm going to make it easy for the adults because I don't want you to have to bend over any more than you have to. Now, the young people, the way that I have gummy lifesavers here, and here's what we need to do. I need 2 of those cups, Mackenzie. And then I want you to divide these into 2 of those cups. So the first person in line, which Dean, you'll be the first person, you'll have the cup. You will pick up, this is the only time you can touch the lifesaver with your hands. You will put the lifesaver at the end of the, you'll pinch it in there, right? And then you got to pass it to the next person in line without dropping it. And you can't touch it with your hands. Everybody got it? So you're passing the lifesaver. Don't get ahead of me. Now, young people, you're gonna play the old way. So line up, spread out down the list. So I need one more young person. All right, come on, Tristan, you're at the end. Okay, no, you don't need a clothespin. So Laura, you're gonna pick one. When I say go, you're gonna put one in there, then you're gonna pass it, right? Now, young people, you're playing the right way. If you drop it, you gotta pick it up with the clothespin. You do not. That's what I'm saying. All you guys gotta do is pass it. You gotta pick it up and continue going. This is where it gets gross, right? Because you gotta eat. You volunteered, dude. So you're gonna eat it from his clothespin, right? So all we need is the first one to get 5 lifesavers. They just start again. If you drop it, you don't pick it up, you just wait for the next one. So here's the deal. Everybody listen. So Dean, as soon as you get the first one passed, start the next one. You're not waiting. You don't have to eat it, right? You just have to collect 5. Okay? He has to eat them, and you guys cannot touch it with your hands, so don't drop it. Okay? So it's going like this. Dean, boom, 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 right? Laura, everybody got it? You ready? First team to get 5 to the end wins. On your mark, get set, go. We might run out of lifesavers. You don't let go, right, there you go. You don't let go until the other one's clamped it, right. Okay, oh, there you go. Yep. Nearsighted doesn't help. What's going on over here? They got their first one done. She speaks. Yeah. How many we got? One? Okay, there's one. Huh? You got to take 5 laps around the building. No. No, you're just losers. Who wants to be a loser? That 2? How many of you eaten, Tristan? Oh, that was so close. Well, they're all new ones, so, I mean, it's not like, oh, hey, whoa, put that back in there. He has to eat it right there, dude. Quit cheating. You gotta be careful what you volunteer for, right? Okay, how many you got there? They're almost done. They are almost done over here. How many? Oh, that's 3. They're catching. That 3? 3. And we're done. The adults beat you guys. Wow. Wow. All right, give them a hand. That was good. They did a good job. They did a good job. We used to do this, and we would have like 10 people on each line. We'd do it at an all-nighter, which is great, because then I go take a nap while they're playing the game. We need those clothespins back for the next game. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, so the next game, we need, how many do we need for this? 2 adults. This one is a lot easier than the last one. I think Pat, yeah. Yeah. I think Pat and Brian, maybe. Pat and Brian. I think Pat and Brian. Hey, by the way, height has no advantage in this game. So I need 2 other young people.
It can't be worse than the
James, come on up. Two that haven't played. Landon, you're up. Oh, come on, this is easy.
Landon, you'll be good at this game. Landon, you'll be good at this game.
All right.
Choose closer, choose closer.
There you go. So why is there one in the middle already?
So because this is the game. So this is technically flip cup. You have to flip the cup up. Once you get the cup up, then you move it. So like if Landon gets it, he moves it up one. But if you get it, you move it back to the middle. But if he gets it, he moves it this way. And the goal is to get it outside of the square. And whoever the cup ends, whichever side the cup ends on, loses.
You understand?
Yes.
So
Playing against each other. It's gonna be
you're just, let's have a little couple practice flips. So that was awful, awful. Okay, that was not bad. You got to get it all the way over, and it has to land what? Like that? Like that?
yeah, like that.
So it has to land like Pat just did it. And I think the adults are going to kill the youth tonight. I think Pat practices this at home, doesn't he? All right, here we go. So the idea, if you get that, you're moving it that direction. If you get it twice and nobody else does, you move it outside the box, you win. First one, it depends on how fast this goes. If it goes fast, we might do this best out of 3. Okay? Are you ready? Go. Was that right? That was back. No, 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 no. It's got to be top. Put it back in the middle. The white has to be showing. It has to be like you're drinking out of it. Well, come on, Pat. You are. So far, it's nothing to nothing. Yeah, we do have a time limit. We all have to be back for church on Sunday. Is that right? You move it away from you. Okay, move it back to the middle. Back to the middle. So you there, and then he moves it that way. Yeah, go, keep going. So if James gets this one, it's out, it's over. There you go. There you go, move that away from you. There you go. Nope, right there. Here you go. There you go. You're destructive, James. There you go. Away from. Oh, now move it away. Then he moves it back. There, it's right there. There you go. We had to handicap this. Who did? Okay, we're still going. It's still there. There we go. 1-0. All right, so here we go. We're going to do it one more time now that we have it down. If the youth win, game over. If the non-youth win, And actually, why don't James, why don't you slide this way? Why don't you slide that way, Brian? That way you're not throwing your cups onto the square. Slide down a little bit. There you go. All right, here we go. Go. Oh, look at that. James pulled it off. The one time. The one. All right, give him a hand. I did not realize that. I figured they would have more difficulty with the gummy bears. Jeez. All right. So for the next few minutes, I have a few young people that I want to share. This always makes me a little bit nervous because I don't necessarily know what they're going to say. So I'm going to have them come up and they're going to share with you just a few thoughts on what the youth group means to them, why they're here, that type of thing. And then when we're done with that, I want to share just a few minutes on where our group is and where the next group is going, okay? And I promise to keep it as short as possible. I was really hoping that, we were a little behind schedule. I was hoping to be a little bit more ahead. I actually wanted to start music before 7 o'clock, so I apologize if you need to leave. I understand. So the first person that I'm going to have come up and speak is Tristan. Randy. Well, you shouldn't have thrown that. Come on. Now, Tristan, how long have you been coming here, Tristan? Beginning of this year or last year? Yeah. So he's been here a little over a year. Tristan has again, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. 3 to 5 minutes. I will cut you off, all right? I'm timing you, all right? So just share what you have on your heart.
So for those that don't know me, my name is Tristan. I started coming to youth group mainly because I don't think he's here anymore. But first person that invited me was TJ. And then I kept coming back because Maddie and Randy. I just really started to like the environment.
Real quick, TJ, you said? TJ was here early setting up. He had to leave for a band awards dinner, or not dinner, awards something or other. So I just want to point that out. TJ still comes. He's just came to set up and left. We have a lot of people that are not here tonight because of that thing. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I really just started coming back because I felt like I could actually be me and that I had people that I could go to if I always had or something was going on. I could just talk to somebody. But for me, going to church was more of always a thing that I could use to get out of my house. Because when I was growing up, I grew up in a pretty rough family. My mom brought people in and out of the house constantly. I was always in and out of foster homes. And my mom didn't make the best choices, so she started abusing alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. As I got older, I didn't have somebody there to actually show me how to, what to be and, how to act. So I was constantly getting in a lot of trouble and doing things I wasn't supposed to be and hanging out around a bad crowd. There's another person out here, Camden. I used to go to school with a kid named Camden. He goes here. And I started going to a youth group out in McLeod with him. And then a lot of stuff happened, and I wound up having to move out here with my grandparents. And I've been coming here ever since. But what youth group has done for me, it's helped me through a lot. It's changed a lot of things, and it's helped me get through a lot of stuff. And Randy's been such a great guy and helped me out through so much, and so has Maddie. That's one person I know I can always go to. And she's just been a phenomenal friend and the best person I could ever have on my side. But I feel like youth group is just a place that everybody can come and feel free and be themselves and have people there to support them and help them along the way if they ever need it.
couple of points of clarification. He's not dating Maddie, they're just friends. Well, I just want to make sure they knew because you're not sitting next to her. And Camden is another young person that is usually here. He's not here tonight because baseball season, so we miss kids for sports on occasion. Camden is, and I'll talk about youth mentors in a minute. Camden is one of our youth mentors, so he's an awesome young man too. So next, you guys want to duke it out, or you want me to just pick one? All right, Sarah, come on up.
All right, so I started coming to youth about a year ago when my friend Mackenzie invited me. And at first I came because it would mean more time with my friend. And I, just started high school. I was trying to figure things out. And I needed to learn how to socialize. I'm still really bad at it. But I never kept coming consecutively until about a couple months ago. I've been able to express myself through my style and music, and I've had endless opportunities here that I'm so thankful for. I thought that I could never belong in church. I have a messed up past, and obviously I dress different from most people, and I've learned that God looks not on the outward appearance, but on the heart. Yet my heart was given away to everyone but Him. I searched for meaning and fulfillment to my life, and I was mad at God, and I rejected Him because my view of Him was never right. I was in and out of church constantly, but I could never grasp anything that was preached about. But immediately I was welcomed into this group, and I had soon realized that God wouldn't force me to love Him. He would still love me if I rejected Him. And just from making the decision to come to youth, I found people who cared, people that would pray for me and support me no matter what I had going on in my own life, people that understood my struggles, and in the chaos of my own world, I found peace here. For once in my life, I felt like I belonged at this place. And for me, it's not just another event to go to. It's more than that. And I've been learning and growing through being here. And just to know that I wasn't discarded or that I could never be worthy, all God requires is a willing heart, and He'll take the rest from there, because I've learned that God is in control. And I will forever, again, be thankful for all of you. And I love being on this journey with you all, and I've never felt a part of anything like I felt a part of this youth group.
Are you next? Okay.
I'm going to use this table.
You can.
Is it like wobbly? Is that going to fall off? Okay, cool beans. Well, that's kind of hard to follow, but I'll do my best. Also, I wrote it like with my handwriting, obviously, and I have really bad handwriting, like really bad handwriting, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of this. So, hi, I'm Lily. You probably don't know me, unless you do from last year when I spoke at this exact same thing. But, yeah, I've been going to this youth group for about 3 years, I think. Yeah, sounds right? A little shy of 3 years. Sorry. And it's been amazing. The community has always been so supportive and caring. I love coming here. Last week was really awful for me, specifically Monday. I had a lot of drama go down with my friend, and I was being accused of stuff I didn't do. I had something going on that night that prevented me from coming to youth. And I think it was soccer, but I'm not sure. That night, I found out that the same girl's mom was telling other parents that I wasn't a good person, and other things similar to that. I took it pretty hard. Within a few moments of hearing this, I was sobbing profusely, like really crying. I was a mess. You're laughing at my pain, Maddie? Okay, I see. I lost my spot.
It's keeping her from crying, at least.
Okay. I called a friend to try and calm down, but in the midst of all of this, I just wanted to be here. I was here with these people listening to God's word. I have a little. This is going to take me a second to find. Wait,
You got it.
Is Hebrew in the Old or New Testament?
It's new and towards the back.
Okay, I got it. It's somewhere in here. That's Revelations. That's the last book. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. It's Hebrews 10:24 through 25. And let us consider how we may spur one another towards love and good deeds, not giving up meetings together, as some are in habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. It says not giving up meetings together. Recently, I've been super busy, and I've been giving up coming to youth group for other activities like soccer or a play I was in. And I had missed quite a few Mondays, and that eventually became really hard for me, as these are my people. These are, I come every Monday, and they lift me up, and they care for me. That's what I thought, okay. And this just verse shows us and talks about the importance of community. And this is a community that I love being a part of, that just always lifts me up. I already said that. I'm just trying to decide what I'm writing. What? Oh, okay. Huh? Well, then it's just going to be really repetitive, man. I don't need that. I skip in a little part. I wish I had more time with this community. And this youth group has truly helped me in my life and affects it for the good. Shut up, Lucy. No one cares. Yeah, I'm not just telling that to like anybody. But yeah, so I just thank you guys for helping us and supporting this community that I get to be a part of.
Typical teenager, right? So I have two more people that are going to share. The first one is actually in, it's in proxy. We have a young lady that was a part of our youth group for a long time. She is now at K-State. I don't know what I've done wrong to send all these young people to K-State, but she was going to be here today. Her intention was to be here and to share with you, but something at work went a little long, so she sent a message that she wanted to be shared. So I'm going to have Maddie come up and read the message that she sent. And then I have one more short speaker, and then I will kind of wrap up with where we're going from here.
Okay, so hi, I'm Maddie. You probably already know that, but I'm going to be speaking for Trinity. So I'm Trinity. I'm one of the influencers. I've been attending this youth group since I was a sophomore in high school and about to finish up my junior year of college. And I'm about to finish up my junior year of college. So I've been attending consistently for about 5.5 years. I know all of the youth influencers, mentors, band members, and Randy and Leah are also so appreciative that you guys have decided to invest in this youth group. We wouldn't be able to make it on trips. We wouldn't be able to make it on trips, and you guys make it more affordable for everyone to go on and do some of the fun stuff that bring us together and closer together if we didn't have your support. So thank you so much for that. I tell this story all the time, But when I first met Randy, he was dead set on getting me to come to youth. I was definitely very hesitant at first because we had just started attending church at the time, and so many things were running through my mind, including all the excuses in the world to convince myself I didn't really need to go. But my brother was attending each week. So when I did finally decide to go, it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. There were a lot of things I was struggling with at the time, and all those things I was struggling with, Randy spoke on each and every one of them. And ever since that night at youth, I haven't been able to step away from this youth group. I never liked Mondays before, but they always felt like they would drag on forever. But ever since we switched youth from Thursdays to Mondays, Mondays have been my favorite day of the week. And I noticed how much it affects my week if I miss youth. So I've been going to backtrack a little bit, but about my family and I. We've we've had a really rough year and a half. In mid-September of 2021, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal lung cancer. It was such a shock to all of us, and it didn't make any sense. He never smoked, would never drink. He was simply a healthy 48-year-old man. With COVID and everything going on at the time with my family, we decided to do our best to keep ourselves in the smallest bubble to make sure we didn't give it to my dad or expose him to COVID, which meant hardly no socialization, no in-person classes, and no youth group on Monday nights or any sort of in-person church service. So this affected our entire family drastically. But that didn't shake our faith in God. My dad specifically said, "I'm not mad at God, and I don't want any of you to be either." Our family found love for God in this church, and I believe that played a big part in his strong faith in God, and no matter what, it was going to be okay. For 2.5 months, my dad fought the biggest battle he's ever faced, and he handled it with so much grace and courage. Unfortunately, in mid-November, he passed on a Sunday. Throughout this entire time, the youth showed their support by praying for our family. I was all for giving up going to youth on Mondays if it meant that it would give my dad a chance to survive, or at least have a longer fight. But the day after he passed, my brother and I were back here for this youth group. That's how much it has impacted our lives. The day after he passed, we knew the youth group was the best place for us to be, to find immediate support and the love we desperately needed. When we miss even a week, it throws us off. The support we were given from one another throughout this whole youth was incredible. When we had altar calls, any person who goes down to the front, letting everyone know they need prayer, someone to hug them, or even just to sit there with them while they cry. It's just awesome to see the people who walk up right behind them to support them. While being on stage, the band has kind of had an advantage to see who comes up and prays with those, and most of the time it's people who don't really talk to one another during service or youth. And sometimes they don't even know the name of the person they're praying with. But that's the whole point. Maybe we aren't all super close, and some of us are, but with the others we get down and to experience all those moments. A safe place to where everyone is welcome and accepted as they are. Where each person a part of this youth group is able to grow in their faith week after week and just continue to give us ways of support and opportunities to each other. While being off at K-State this year, I have missed youth groups so much, and every opportunity I get to come back for service, I do not miss it. So thank you for being a part of us and being able to have these moments of opportunity to grow and love God and support each other together.
In all the young people so far, it's kind of interesting because they're all at different levels of their relationship with Christ. And you can probably hear it a little bit in what they're saying. And I'm proud of all of you. Youth is a training ground. It's a place where I may have one opportunity to introduce someone to Christ. If I'm lucky, I get them for a year or two. And a lot of them go to other churches, or some don't go to church at all on Sundays, but they come here. And the toughest part for me is when they graduate and move on. Because at that point, while they still communicate to us, while they still will text us and call us and stop by, I don't have that regular influence, or the church doesn't have that regular influence. And oftentimes, and not that I ever have control, that's never the part. It's not that I'm trying to control their lives. I just want to be an influence. So when they get out of youth and they start making their own decisions, I want them to remember their roots. I want them to remember this experience. I want them, it's cool to me to have somebody text me out of the blue that hasn't been here for years, and remind me of something that I would say. I have a few phrases that I use a lot. The one that I use probably the most is, you are who you hang with. Whoever you hang out with, you're going to be just like them, so choose wisely. This next person that's coming up, I am extremely proud of. She was one of the early on youth that we had. And this young lady I'm going to give her a lot of credit for for choosing to invite people. I don't know how many she brought in, personally, but I know there was one person that she brought, and that one person that she brought Baser. So if you don't, when you invite your friends to youth, it's always interesting to see how things develop, and she was very influential in the years where we were averaging. There was a time we were averaging 90 plus on a Thursday night. So I've asked her to speak tonight and share a little bit, and this is going to be a condensed version of her testimony. So young people, I'm bringing her back to give us the full, unabridged version. So Liz, will you come up and share with us for a few minutes?
I'm Liz, Elizabeth Morris. I first attended Cornerstone Family Worship when I was 14 years old. I remember when we first changed the name of the youth group to Run to Jesus. I remember when I first met Randy and Leah. I also remember the huge impact and change they made in my life and hundreds of others. Without the things God made evident in my younger years while attending Run to Jesus, I wouldn't have remembered how to survive, how to love your neighbor as yourself, showing kindness even when there is no kindness, remaining happy every day that sun rose or set. No matter what situation I was in, I would have never known how to put God first through the chaos. With that being said, this month marks 2 years sober. I lived a functioning addict life for 5 years. I was homeless with my children at quite a few times. Learned how to live on the streets. With every couch came a new story because of my choices. God was still evident in my addiction. I'm going to show you this Bible here. Randy and Leah gave me this Bible when I was 18 years old. Because of this Bible and Run to Jesus youth group, drug dealers, homeless men and women, people with sicknesses, cancers, they got to know Jesus also. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? Romans 10:14. Isaac, Jacob, Ruth, King David, Solomon, these were all relatives that came before Mary and before baby Jesus. I believe there is a revolution already here in this town with this church. It starts with us, spreading the word of God. How will people know unless we tell them? We have to show others, whether it's with our personal testimony or just simply telling someone to have a blessed day. God loves you. God made us in his image. It is up to us on what we will do with what God gave us. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believes, to the Jew first and also to the Gentiles. Romans 1:16. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
There's more to her story, and she's going to share it with us in the coming weeks. So I hope you guys will show up for that. I think it's important. I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. Again, I apologize for us starting a little later than I expected tonight, and thank you for sticking around. So. It's neat to hear the stories. And our reward is not here. And it's not easy to work with you guys. You know, it's being a youth pastor has its challenges, and I love all of you, you know that. But every week, there's a different battle, there's a different person that's in strife, there's a different person that needs special attention, or there's a different person that's interrupting, or there's a different person that needs to go to the bathroom 5 times. You know, you get the point. So, you know, as I said earlier, we've had hundreds of kids come through our program, and the thing that I've never personally been in a church that had a good college and career 20-something program. I personally, I don't know if anybody here has been. I'm not saying they aren't out there, but that youth is easy because most of them are brought by their parents, right? College and career, they decide. They get to choose. So I feel, and I talked to Pastor Ron about this last fall, I'm not a spring chicken. You know, I'll still get out and play mud volleyball with them. I'll still, you know, participate, but there needs to be a transition. I'm sorry I used that word. There needs to be a move at some point to where we can, you know, still be a positive influence. So Leah and I are going to start a new group, and if anybody's, right now the name is subject to change, but right now the name is, we have Run to Jesus, which we've shortened to R2J Youth Group, which you can see up there. In the R2J Youth Group, we have anybody that's in middle school to high school. When you get to be, you know, a junior or senior, if you are a responsible young person, then you have the opportunity to become a youth mentor. A youth mentor is just that. They are there to set the example for others. They are there to, you know, I want them to be nice to everybody. I want them to talk to the new people. I want them, you know, their job is to get to know whoever comes in. Additionally, their job is, sometimes during my message, I will have a breakout session. So I will start with a topic, and then I might ask 1 or 2 questions, and I will separate them into smaller groups. And the youth mentor leads those smaller groups to answer whatever the questions are. So we have, which one, so who's our mentors right now? We have Madison. Stand up, Madison. I mean, you've been up a lot tonight, but that's okay. William. Lucy. Who am I missing? Camden, which is not here. He's at a baseball game. And unfortunately, Mary Kate has not been able to participate as much this past year, but she was also a youth mentor. So these, and unfortunately, all of them are graduating, except for Camden. He didn't get good grades. No, he's just a junior. No, he is graduating, isn't he? He is graduating. So it's just a grade thing. So these are our mentors. You guys can sit down. Mentors, they're in that role for no more than a couple years, right? So we try to find seniors that will help them and be a positive mentor to them. So has it been 2 years that we've started the influencer group? So 2 years ago, I sent out a Facebook post that basically said, I'm calling all of my former youth, you know. I'm looking for some youth to come back and help as an influencer. Influencer, that's a term that's thrown out a lot right now, and most influencers on social media are not positive influencers, right? But that's a phrase that's out there right now that could be used for anything. So we're starting a new group called R2J Influencers. Now, I have a handful of them in this room right now, and I'm excited to see where this group goes. My hope is our first meeting is going to be in May. May, what's the date? 16th, Tuesday night. May 16th at 6:30, so I need you guys to be praying about that in particular. May 16th is going to be our introductory meeting for R2J Influencers. What this group is for, and I have no idea what it's going to look like. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know when we're going to meet or how often. What I do want to do is I want to design a youth group, not a youth group, a young adult group that is specific to their needs. The needs are changing rapidly. For our youth, they're changing at an enormous pace. I was talking to Liz Saturday, and we were talking about, she's been out of high school 8 years, is that right? Sorry to bring that up. She's been out of high school for 8 years, and 8 years ago, I think it's gotten more challenging for young people now than it was even as recent as 8 years ago. Social media is shortening our attention span and pointing us in all the wrong directions, and it's starting at elementary school age, and it's just dangerous. So as a youth pastor, I have to figure out, how do you keep the kids coming? How do you, keep them interested? How do you do those things, right? So we're going to do the same thing with the young adult group. We got to figure out what they need. And I want to do our best to provide that to them. I want, whether it's a monthly Bible study, a twice a month Bible study, I don't know what, or is it a night like tonight that they need that's just for them. So we're going to have an initial meeting on the 16th of May, and I'm hoping that we have a lot of young people there. We had a meeting yesterday at our house with our mentors and influencers, and I asked all of them to reach out to at least 3 individuals to invite them. And we're publishing this on social media, so if you see the post on either the R2J website or the church website, share it. Let's announce that we have a group. The group will start out of high school. So you have to be out of high school, and that means 18 or older, out of high school. And I haven't set the top target date age yet, but we're looking well into their 20s. This is going to be a challenge, but a good challenge. So what's going to happen is Garrett and McKenzie, wave. Garrett and McKenzie are going to assist. They've already been doing this since, officially January 1st, kind of, the first part of this year. Garrett has been speaking on Mondays on a regular basis, and starting in the month of, when do we pick? Let's say June. I'll let you off the hook. We've been kind of tag teaming it. Starting in the month of June, it's going to be pretty much an every week thing for him and Mackenzie in our youth group. I will be here. I'm going to basically use it again. I'm going to move into a more of like a young adult youth director role, so to speak, where I'm going to mentor them and help them through this, this next several months, however long it takes. And we will support each other, and I'm excited to see what happens with that while Leah and I launch this new group. So real quick, I'm going to brag about a couple more people. Grayson. Grayson is the young man I referred to earlier. He lives off of 435 in Warnell, is that right? Okay. Yeah, I'm good. He came to my youth group. Who invited you? William Woodyard. Wow. Yeah. So, and just for clarity, did you grow up in church? Okay. So he started coming to youth, and we had a contest going on. And the contest, is that why he brought you? Was it for that? Or were you here before that? Yeah. Anyway, the contest was this. If you invited friends, whoever brought the most, we drew a number, right? Okay. So this one was everyone that you brought, you got a ticket to put into a drawing, right? And what I gave away that year was a 55-inch flat screen TV, is that right? And well, you didn't win that. You won the PlayStation. He won a PlayStation, and so was it just two winners? You and Gabby, right? Yep. So, I mean, you guys probably think that's ridiculous. Why are you giving away such expensive things? I'm going to tell you, it's worth it. I would give away everything I own if one person went to heaven. So, this is part of the money that is being donated, so we get these big prizes, and it motivates young people to bring their friends. So, what's funny is we had a young lady one time that brought a ton. I mean, she brought everybody, and matter of fact, it was this one. I think she had. If there were 500 tickets in there, she had 495 of them, and she didn't win either prize. But we do these things throughout the year. Grayson won one of those things. Anyway, he came through our youth group, graduated high school, went off to college, came back, and I saw him sitting here on a Sunday, and I went back and just talked to him, and again, according to him, I invited him, and he couldn't say no to me. So, and I appreciate that you're here. He is the one that's doing our social media stuff and doing the Facebook Live stuff, and I'm thankful for you. I'm proud of you. Then we have Brooke. I was waiting until she got a cookie. By the way, there's cookies back there if you haven't got any. Brooke is another young person that came through our youth group, went to college, came back in church, and when I put out the call for anybody that would help, she volunteered. And she's been a godsend to Leah and I. She's very organized. And I'm not going to share her story, but she has an amazing story of how she's become the woman that she is. I would put her in charge of about anything and know that she's going to get the job done. And she attends here every Sunday, so make sure you start saying hi to her if you don't already. She's just an awesome, awesome young lady, and I love you, Brooke, and I appreciate you, and I'm proud of you. We have Randy Ferguson back in the back. Randy is my problem child. No, he's not. He's actually not. Randy, he probably won't appreciate me saying this, but he is actually a sweetheart. He's a kind. He doesn't want anybody to know that, so don't tell anybody. But he's a very kind and loving young man, and he has been very helpful to me in the youth, and specifically playing guitar. He's very talented. So I appreciate you, young man. Thank you for being here on a regular basis. Back to Mackenzie. Garrett, I met on behalf of Mackenzie. I actually performed their wedding, which is awesome. And, you know, Mackenzie, if you need something done, she's also one that you could turn something over to her and she's going to make it happen. When she snaps her fingers, Garrett stands at attention. They are an awesome young couple, and they are also leading the youth group on Thursday nights in Eudora. And here's something that is important to me. You know, these youth, with the exception of Randy, I know his parents went over to West Haven for, I don't know, are they still going there? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You know, Mackenzie, Brooke, and Grayson, they have come to, they become a part of our church because of our youth group. Grayson plays the bass at Eudora on Sunday mornings. Garrett and Mackenzie, he plays the guitar, not the bass, and they sing at Eudora on Sunday morning. Randy leads worship at Eudora on Sunday morning. You getting the theme here? You know, if these are some that have come through the youth group, have left, have come back. And that's what this next group is, why this one is so important to me. I also want to give a shout out real quick to Hannah. Hannah is also an influencer, Hannah Coons. Everybody knows Hannah. She sings here on Sunday morning. She's been here her entire life pretty much. But Hannah is also one that has been extremely helpful to me. She helps me keep things. She runs a tight ship. You know, so like when all the kids are out there, I said, make sure they don't come in here for a few minutes. Give me a few minutes, and you know, and keep track of them. Hannah's also been a huge help to me, so thank you. Next month, May is a normal month, but the June's coming, and that's our shareholder month, when we're going to be going through our big fundraiser again. And it's important. This year is a little bit more important because we need to make sure that what we're doing is now we are budgeting for not just one group, but three. We have R2J Youth Group. We have R2J Influencers. Now, the influencer group, we don't have to budget for as much because most of them will have jobs that can pay for things, right? But there's still stuff that we will need. And I also want to be able to support the Eudora Youth Group. So we are not only doing the shareholder thing here, but we're also doing it in Eudora. So we will be doing this again, and I hope that we can count on you to support us once again. The last thing I'm going to say, and then I'll close in prayer, is this. Roy has also been with me from the beginning, and he shows it. Most of his gray hair, I think, came from... Roy has been awesome. I know that here recently with his handyman stuff, it's been a little bit more of a challenge, but Roy, I love you, and I'm thankful for everything that you've done. And young people, you need to make sure you thank Roy, because he is here like clockwork, and he's been doing this for as long as I've been doing it. And with you know, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Roy, but you're stocking our fridge with pop right now, is that correct? Yeah. So, thank Roy, right? I didn't ask you to do that. He just started doing it, right? So, Roy's awesome. And I also want to give a big shout out to Denise for allowing Doug to come on Monday nights. Doug's been. How long have you been? I mean, he just started showing up. I'm not sure. Did Roy rope you into this? I think. Sort of. He's been here for a while. I couldn't put a date on it, but Doug is also here on Mondays, and he's helping with sound and kind of helping with Grayson, teaching him the ropes on all of our cameras and stuff. So, Doug, I love you, and I appreciate you being here. I hope you know that. And I guess the last but not least, I couldn't do any of it without my wife. Leah is a strong supporter of me, and she also runs a tight ship. But I appreciate you letting me do this, and yeah, she gets on to me for being late. That's a whole different story. But I love you. Thank you for being a supporter of me, and young people, I love you, and you know it. I'm glad you're here tonight. I hope you're here next week. Hope you're here the next week after that. We have a couple of not fundraisers, we have a couple of fun things coming up. We have Youth Night at the Park May 8th. We re-planned our mud volleyball. When was mud volleyball? Is that June? June 24th. Mud volleyball. We are going to have a back-to-school roller skating party where you can invite all your friends. It's not going to cost anything. We're going to rent the whole rink. So there's some good things coming up for the summer. So I am going to close out in prayer, and then young people, I need you to help me put things back together, okay? Would you all stand? Let's pray. God, we're so thankful that we have the opportunity to be here on a Monday night. God, we are so thankful that there's nothing preventing us. We don't have people out there picketing. We don't have people telling us we can't go to church. But God, we have a choice that we can be here, and we chose to be here. God, I'm looking forward to what the future is going to hold with not only the youth group, but also the influencer group. And God, I'm asking you right now to just prepare the way. Prepare the hearts and minds of those that need to be part of our youth group, and also those that need to be part of our influencer group. God, I also want to ask for a special blessing on all of the shareholders that have supported us financially through the years. God, just continue to pour into their lives, strengthen them, guide them. God, be generous with them. And God, as we move forward, we want everything to be about you. We want it to be about, how it's not the problems of this world that we need to focus on, but we need to focus on you. The more we focus on you, the more those problems will go away. God, we love you, and we want to give you all of the glory and all of the praise all of the time. So God, with this youth group, continue to bless them, strengthen them, guide them, as well as all of the future influencers that are going to be part of our church. And God, as I always ask, as we leave this place tonight, take everybody home safely. Protect them and bring them back at the next appointed time. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Love you guys.